if you have made a loss on crypto this year, you can get your money back as a tax rebate, and this is your guide in how to do that. Hi, this is Mosh. I'm an amateur trader and investor, and I'm going to go through a brief guide on how UK crypto tax works. And remember, this is not financial advice. I'm going on what I'm going to do, and this is a guide for myself. If you're unsure, contact HMRC, get an accountant, and do it that way. First of all, we need to start off with, is cryptocurrency taxable? Yes, it is, and there's two different ways it's taxable. The first one is quite simple, is income tax. So if you're making an income or a salary using cryptocurrency, you are taxed if you pass the threshold for paying tax. And in the UK, the personal allowance is £12,570. So anything more than £12,570, you have to pay 20% tax, and then it goes up in different bands. If you pass £50,270, you start paying anything above that amount, you start paying 40%. So it goes up in different bands. Now, for myself, and I would say majority of people, it would come under capital gains tax because it's classed as a crypto asset by HMRC. So what that means is if you're buying, selling, swapping and sending crypto, that would be considered, or if you pass the threshold, as capital gains tax. And we'll talk about what the threshold is. Now, the capital tax allowance is £12,300. So what that means is it applies to stocks and shares as well. If you've made profit more than £12,300 on crypto or stocks and shares, anything above that amount, you have to pay a certain amount of tax. Anything up to that amount is tax-free. You only pay capital gains tax if you sell your crypto for fiat, swap your crypto for another crypto, spend crypto to buy things, and gifting crypto. But that excludes if you're gifting that crypto to your spouse. Now, the way the capital tax bands work is via this. So the first 12,300 is tax-free. Anything above that, it depends on how much you're earning and what type of taxpayer are you. So if you're a basic rate income taxpayer, so if you pay 20% on your normal salary, assuming that you're working or self-employed, you'll pay 10% capital gains tax on any profits made after £12,300. If you're a higher rate taxpayer, so you pay 40% tax in your normal income, your normal day-to-day job, you'll pay 20% tax on anything above £12,300. Now, to work out how much capital gains tax I'm going to pay, this is what I need to do. I need to start off with cost basis first. The cost basis is the cost of the crypto bought plus any fees. For example, if you're using Coinbase or Binance, they might have a transaction fee. So you need to add that to the amount of crypto that you bought. That is what we call the cost basis. So let's say I bought £100 worth of Bitcoin on Coinbase and my fee was £1. My cost basis is going to be £101. The next thing you need to work out is your capital gain. Now, this can be a profit and a loss. I'll start off with profit first, and we'll talk about what you do if you have a loss. The capital gain is a difference between what you bought your crypto for and what you sold it for. So, for example, if my Bitcoin after 3 months is worth £200 and my cost basis is £101, I'm going to use £200 minus £101. So that's going to give me a capital gain of £99. £99 is well below the £12,300 threshold, so it will be completely tax-free. Now, I'll give you another example which would include paying capital gains tax. So, for example, if my cost basis is £10,000, so that's the amount of Bitcoin I bought plus any transaction fees. Let's say after 3 months that cryptocurrency was worth £30,000 and I sold it. So overall, I've made a profit of £20,000 because it's my £30,000 value at disposal minus my cost basis, which gives me a capital gain of £20,000. Let's assume I'm a basic rate payer and I pay 20% tax on my normal wage. So now what I have to do is the £20,000 minus £12,300, because the first £12,300 is tax-free. So I have to pay tax on £7,700. And because I'm a basic rate payer, I have to pay 10% tax on £7,700, which is £770 capital gains tax. And remember, that's only if I've sold that asset. If I've held on to it, then there is no capital gains tax because it's not a realized profit. Now, if you know how to play the tax system legally, there is actually a lot of tax breaks. The UK firstly has the first £12,570 of your salary is tax free. So if you're being paid in crypto, that amount is completely tax free. Secondly, you are actually allowed a £1,000 additional allowance from income from trading or property. And if it's related to cryptocurrency, it's going to be from trading. And as we talked about, the first £12,300 is free of capital gains tax. Now we get on to crypto losses. And I'm assuming this year, as we stand right now, there will probably be a lot of people with crypto losses. Now you can register losses with HMRC, but just be aware you have to be registered as self-employed. Even if you're doing a normal job, a regular job, you can be both. You can be employed and self-employed at the same time, because then what you'll have to do a self-assessment form to register those losses. Crypto capital losses only apply if you've got a realized loss. So for example, you bought Bitcoin, £10,000 worth of Bitcoin, and after a year, it's £5,000. So you've lost £5,000. The first thing you can do, you can offset that against future gains. So for example, the following year, if you made it to £15,000 realized profits, you'll have to pay capital gains tax from £12,300 to £15,000, that difference. However, because you made a loss in the previous year of £5,000, you can bring that forward to the following year. So therefore, you'll be paying less tax. Now, another thing you can do, and this is where HMRC can start getting a bit funny, but if you got good record keeping, it shouldn't cause an issue at all. Now, you can actually offset your losses against your wage. So if you're considered employed and self-employed, and you made large losses in your self-employment doing crypto trading or stock trading, you can make a loss against your wage. Now, it's a little bit trickier to do, and you have to have very good record keeping for this. HMRC will probably look into detail. So let's say I'm on a £40,000 wage and I've made a loss of £40,000. I can offset all those losses against my wage and get a big tax rebate. So all the amount of tax I paid on the £40,000, I could potentially get it back. Now, to do this, I would highly recommend, because I'm not a financial advisor or a tax accountant, anything like that, talk to an accountant, specifically a tax accountant who can deal with cryptos to figure that out. Now, just also be aware that lost or stolen crypto, you can't use it as a capital loss. So HMRC do not consider it as a capital loss. It's only realized profits, capital gains, and realized losses will count as a loss. If someone's stolen your crypto or you've lost it, you can't take that into account as a loss. Now, I want to make this very clear. When you are hodling crypto and you've not realized any profits or losses, that is completely tax-free. Okay, if it's just sitting in your account. If you bought crypto with fiat money, that is tax-free unless you sold it, swapped it, or bought or done something else with it. Moving crypto between wallets is tax-free. Gifting crypto to your spouse is tax-free. Someone else is taxable. And donating crypto to a charity is tax-free. So just be aware of that. I get this question asked a lot. Will HMRC be able to track your crypto, how much you made? Most likely, if they want to, they can, if you're using the regular exchanges like Coinbase and Binance, or anything else that you've filled in a know your customer form, KYC form. Now, this is why people use PancakeSwap and Uniswap, because they are what we call decentralized exchanges. So it's going to be much, much harder for HMRC to track down your crypto transactions using DeFi exchanges. And I'm not saying do not pay your tax. Always pay your tax. Always do the legal thing. Now, if you really want to avoid paying tax on your cryptocurrency, these are the legal ways you can do it. You can hodl or hold for at least a year, so you make it into the next tax year. So from April to April. Let's say you made a capital gains profit of £20,000. You have to pay capital gains tax because you're over the £12,300 threshold. So on the £7,700, you'll have to pay 10% capital gains tax, assuming you're a basic rate payer. If it was me, I would sell up to the limit 1 year, so £12,300, and I realize my gains if it's still in profit the following year, or you hold it throughout the whole year. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor, tax advisor. Go speak to people that I know and are qualified. It's just what I do and the information that I have. And if you are using Coinbase or want to use Coinbase and you want $10 worth of free Bitcoin, all you have to do is use my link in the box below, open up an account and make at least a minimum worth of $100 worth of crypto transactions, and you get $10 completely free worth of Bitcoin.